What you're looking at here is our next landfill cell. We call it the proposed WesternShelf landfill cell. It's going to provide roughly about 100,000 cubic metres of landfill airspace and about 12 months of landfilling capacity. It's currently under construction. The bulk earthworks have been completed. We excavated about 15,000 cubic metres of rock to create the cell. We're about to commence the construction of the landfill cell floor, which we make out of the sandstone that's been excavated, just to shape the floor. And then we'll install a landfill cell lining and leachate drainage system. That lining system is what we will call a composite basal lining system, comprising geosynthetic clay liner as well as a HDPE geomembrane. It's also going to have a 300mm thick leachate drainage aggregate layer with polyethylene leachate pipework throughout it. The collected leachate from this cell will then drain to the southern end of the site into the leachate dam. At the moment it's looking like we hope to have this cell ready for filling early in 2022. This is our current active landfill cell. It's operated again by another specialist contractor, Morris Civil, who not only do they operate the landfill, this cell, they also build the various cells for us, including the WesternShelf cell. It receives basically the mixed solid waste that we can't recycle. It receives the waste from our small vehicle facility, but it also receives waste direct from larger garbage trucks that bring it direct into here. It's a good idea to keep those large trucks not tipping in with the small vehicles. Something you need to take, we are what we call a non-putrescible solid waste landfill, so we receive no food waste at this site. So no red lid bin waste comes here. It's all the mixed curb household hard waste and small building and demolition type waste material. One thing people say, well, how do you know that? Well, if you're looking at this facility there's no birds, no seagulls, no ibis. You go to a putrescible waste facility and you can't see the garbage for the birds who are feeding on the food waste. So there's no birds, there's no food. You can see the tipping activity going on. You've got a dozer there at the moment pushing the garbage around. There's also a big landfill compactor just in view there. It weighs 50 tonnes. It has some very, very sophisticated computer software on it that tracks its operation. Basically it tells the operator how many passes to do across the garbage. It measures the compaction that's occurring, and basically tells it when it's stopped compacting. At the moment it's being serviced. You can see a service vehicle down there. Other things you can see going on at the back end of the operation, you can see a pile of mattresses and the shredder that we use to shred the mattresses. As I said, all those mattresses are shredded, the flock is landfilled, and the metal is recovered for recycling. Mattresses are just a real problem in the landfill. You need to do this, otherwise it's just trying to compact a mattress just doesn't work. This landfill cell, like the Western cell, it's been lined. It has a composite basal lining system, geosynthetic clay liner and a polyethylene membrane, plus a leachate drainage layer as well. The cell was constructed in 2018 or 19, and it commenced filling in mid-20. So it's only been operating now for a bit over 12 or 15 months, but already it's filling up, and it's a constant cycle of planning, design, building, and then filling these things. This cell has capacity to continue to operate until about mid-2022, which is only about 9 months away. That's why we're in the midst of building the WesternShelf. It has approximately 150,000 cubic metres of waste will be landfilled in the cell. Also, which you can't see at the moment, but we have been installing horizontal landfill gas trenches in the cell as we've been filling it. You can see some of the polyethylene pipework at the moment there that's connected to those trenches. So we are sucking gas from the garbage already, well before we've reached the interim or final landform. We also do a lot of metal recovery still at the landfill site. Despite our metal recovery at the small vehicle facility, metal still gets down here, and we do have machinery down here normally picking through the garbage and recovering all the metal for metal recycling. You can note that we've got a reasonably small tipping area at the moment, sort of up that back edge. You can see where the dozer is operating. The rest of the site's been all covered with soil. That soil is obviously material we've excavated from the site as part of the landfill cell construction. You can also see perimeter bunding around the edge to help contain the garbage and also prevent impacts on the adjacent stormwater drains.